How's it going, Goomy Gang? Welcome back to the channel. Hope you guys are doing awesome. You read the title of the video, you saw the thumbnail for the video. That's right, the Riveter is in fact back. The ball ammo for the Riveter got a surprising stealth buff that really changes the game, and honestly, it just might be the better shotgun that we have now compared to the MX Guardian, compared to the KV Broadside. This just might take the cake. Of course, it's a little different to use, but I'm gonna go over everything that changed and all that good stuff. But before I get started with all the numbers, I do want to give a quick little shout out to Elvis COD over on Twitter. He has a YouTube channel and a Twitter. I will link both of them in the description below. I highly encourage you guys to check him out. He does a lot of fun COD stuff. He loves using shotguns as well, and he's the main reason I revisited the Riveter, because he posted a video and tagged me in it with the Riveter with the ball ammo, and it was performing really well. And I thought it looked like it was doing a lot better than normal, so naturally I had to go in and investigate, and I can confirm there was in fact a stealth buff. So of course, shout out to Elvis COD. Make sure to check out his stuff below. So now let's talk about what exactly changed and why it's so good now. First, a little bit of background about the Riveter with ball ammo. The Riveter normally has 4 pellets. With ball ammo, it takes that down to 3 pellets, and it also increases the damage you do per pellet. But one thing a lot of people didn't realize was that the ball ammo also capped your damage for 2 pellets. So even though you did more damage per pellet, it was only capped at 2 pellets, so you weren't doing this crazy amount of damage that you would expect based on the in-game stats that you see. But now, with the Black Ops 6 integration, or one of these previous updates, I don't really know when this happened, they essentially raised it. So now with the ball ammo, you do more damage per pellet, but also they raised the cap of pellet damage to 3 instead of 2, so you now deal an additional bit of damage with that extra pellet. So this is the damage profile you can expect with the ball ammo right now. And as you can see, this has some nasty good potential. Now, it's not crazy like it was when it first got buffed, because it doesn't have a crazy time to kill at range, but it does have insane potential up close, specifically out to 12 meters. If you're hitting stomach and up, that's what those damage numbers show. That's stomach / chest damage, just so we're clear. This thing can kill in under 500 milliseconds if you're hitting your shots well. Now keep in mind, there is spread. It's not like a slug where there's no spread at all, but it is pretty easy to get a very tight spread. So you can actually delete people pretty damn fast at decent ranges with this thing now. And even out to 16 meters, it's still 600 if you hit perfect shots, right? And again, that's the big catch. You got to hit 3 of those pellets perfectly to get that really good time to kill. But the potential here is wild. The fact that you can 3-shot now is awesome. 300 milliseconds, and then it's consistent. As long as you're hitting above the waistline, you can really get that sub 500 millisecond time to kill. Like, I'm telling you guys, this thing is a monster now. It's not as crazy at range, but in that shotgun range, in the SMG range, this is a damn nasty shotgun. And also, it really does feel like hit scan. It doesn't really feel like there's a huge lead that you have to do on targets. It's not like slugs or anything. So it feels pretty damn solid up close. Like, this is a very strong shotgun now. And like I said, I think it might be the contender now for one of the best shotgun setups to run. The MX Guardian is definitely up there, but this just might take the cake, especially considering it's also a little bit easier since it is full auto rather than the burst MX Guardian. Now, I do want to show you guys a couple of class setups that I tried that I found great success with. The first one I think most people will gravitate towards is a Tac Stance focus build, because with the ball ammo, you can actually get away with Tac Stance and it works super well. Of course, we're rocking the ball ammo, we're rocking the demo D50 buffer 2 for better sprint to fire, mobility, handling, all that good stuff. 30 round mag, because really it's great to have 30 rounds. Then we have the paracord grip. This is going to help with that spread as well. And then the crown breaker choke, which is again another option for helping your spread. This is super good in Tac Stance. I definitely recommend trying it. But another great one that I had great success with, which is a full aim down sights build, is with the NIDAR Model 2023 sight, the 30 round mag, the Jack Cutthroat stock for great strafe speed, the SL Razorhawk laser light, and of course the 410 gauge ball ammo. And just to make it clear, you don't do different damage when you're hip firing versus aim down sights. The damage you see is the damage you'll get as long as you're hip firing, aiming down sights. As long as you're hitting those 3 pellets, you're gonna do that damage. So it's very consistent. It feels very solid. As for my thoughts overall on this buff, I gotta say, I think it's probably unintentional. Whenever this happened, I think it probably happened during the Black Ops 6 integration, where the new shotgun damage mechanics were implemented. And since this thing doesn't have more than 4 pellets, it's always that consistent damage output, and it sort of overrided the whole 2 pellet damage cap. That's my hunch, at least. It could have been intentional, I don't know. But overall, I gotta say, I'm fairly happy with this thing right now, but I do think it could use a few tweaks, mainly because I do think it is a little too strong. It's primarily in that like 6 to 12 meter range. The fact that you can kill that quick, sub 500 milliseconds, out to 12 meters, which isn't super far, but that's kind of pushing a little bit for how fast it kills. I would say maybe bring that down to a 5-shot kill. That seems a little bit more in line with where it should be, but then the rest I feel like are totally fine for a shotgun to do. Maybe even make it to where if you're hip firing, you do 2 pellets worth of damage. If you're aiming down sights, you do 3 and get the whole damage. I feel like that's totally fair, so it incentivizes you to aim, and if you're aiming, you get rewarded for being accurate, and you can still like overpower SMGs where a shotgun should without bleeding too much into the SMG category and rendering the other shotguns completely useless as well. I think those would be some fair trade-offs, maybe even play with the spread if you want to work with other things, but if any devs are watching, please don't just gut the damage in the ranges. Really think about other ways to balance this out rather than just going, okay, this takes 8 shots to kill now at point blank. I don't really like that. There's other ways to balance it out. So just an idea, but that's all I gotta say about that. So as always, guys, I want to know down below in the comments, what do you think about this buff? Were you guys as excited as I was to see this? Do you guys think it's a little overpowered? Do you think it's a hell of a lot of overpowered? Or do you think it's fine where it's at? And with all that being said, I will see you guys in the next video.
Get moving to the safe zone.